Welcome back. It's still sports this morning. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. Tayo, we got into that show with a bang. Pep Guardiola and then Yaya Toure and this agent that won't just stop talking.
Yes.
We'll continue to monitor. Let's come back home now.
So no more battle lines.
No battle line.
Yeah, we're going to the Falconets.
We have to go to the Falcons. Women's football, we get us really busy.
Yeah.
The under-20 women's national team, Peter Dedewa is in charge of that. He has released 30 players.
Yes.
It means he has activated mission for the World Cup that will take place in November.
I mean, usually that's the start. You know, when you're going to a competition, the moment you release the list of players coming to camp, then it's time to get to work. And 30, like you said, have been invited. Some of the names we're familiar with, you know, play on the local scene, Sunshine Queens, Rivers Angels, you know, and the likes. And so very interesting. I imagine it's going to be a very competitive, you know, training camp where the best will be selected for the competition in New Papua New Guinea. Yes.
That one scheduled for the 13th of November till the 3rd of December. At about that time, the Super Falcons will also be busy in Cameroon.
Busy. Ooh. What a busy end of the year, you know, for Nigerian female football.
So the ladies need to make us smile.
Yeah,
they need to end 2016 on a high.
Exactly, they have to. And let's just go through some of the list, some of the names, you know, that have been invited to camp for the Under-20 World Cup. Sandra Chichi plays for Sunshine Queens. Patience Kalu plays for Rivers Angels. Kemi Famuditi Conference Queens. Chinwedu Iheozo, she's there as well. To Yetunde Adeboyejo plays for Bayelsa Queens. Ugochi Emenayo plays for Nasarawa Amazons. Uchenna Kanu, Orlando Kicks and USA. So we have some, you know, foreign-based players in this team that will bring the experience to bear in the team. Chinaza Ochendu plays in the local league for Nasarawa Amazons. Ogechi Kwama plays for Delta Queens. Glory Ogbonna, Ibom Queens. There's a very long list. We can go through.
Also, Ginika Ike of Nasarawa Amazon, Amarachi Ojima. Some of the names that we've actually been following are Mary Ologbosere of Ibom Queens, Aminat Yakubu. That's also another foreign professional. She plays in Belarus. Iwoma Oyebuchi, Esther Elijah from Oshun Queens. Onye Okeke, Edo Queens, Joy Bukiri. We have a lot of queens in the team right there. So it's a good one. And Coach Dedewa will not have it easy because these are talented ladies who are determined to take their football to the next level.
Surely.
I remember we spoke to Omidiji at the time. She was also saying she'd like to be part of the team.
Yeah, but her name, you know, hasn't appeared.
I know.
Yeah, in the ladies have been called up. So you know, better luck next time to her. Perhaps she's going to get a chance in future.
It's women's football, talents everywhere.
Yeah, talents abound, no doubt.
It's very difficult for
So good luck to the Falcons in the training camp. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. No serious injuries. You know, let them be totally focused. The NFF give them all the support, you know, needed.
That's right.
Needed to go and represent Nigeria really well.
That's right, because now they have announced when they're going to be in camp. They said all the invited players are to report in Abuja on Tuesday, the 27th of September with their training kits, birth certificates, and international passports. The training kits. Well, she also provide training kits for them. But it's okay. Come with your training kits also, just in case they give you one that you're not comfortable with.
Or undersized.
You use yours. So that's it. Updates for the Under-20 Women's World Cup. It will begin on the 13th of November. Papua New Guinea, that tiny island, will represent, talking about women's football. Let's leave the Under-20 and go to the senior level.
To the big girls.
The big girls.
Yes.
These girls, they love winning. They are champions, the defending champions of the Africa Women's and Cup of Nations. You said it right, Tayo, that they listen to me and say, what is Austin talking about?
You can go to sleep,
not us.
So it hasn't come as a surprise to me to see Florence Omagbemi, you know, make that declaration that no complacency. They won't be underrating any of the teams. You know, they will play against. Like I said, Kenya, you know, Mali, Ghana. These are really good sides, especially Ghana. You know, the rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana is well documented across board. Not even in.
Bring it to the Channels National Kids Competition. But it's Nigeria, Ghana, it's no joke. I know.
Yeah. So and funny enough, the jury's still out on Florence Omagbemi. Remember, you know, her alongside Han Chejine, Petra Nkocha, you know, tried to qualify Nigeria for the Olympics. It didn't happen because they lost to Cameroon, and Cote d'Ivoire at the 11th All-African Games in Congo last year. So that's still fresh in the minds. So I imagine this time around, playing against this very good side, other teams from West Africa, Mali, Ghana, they won't be leaving any stone unturned in terms of preparation. So good luck to the ladies. Good luck to our coach Florence Magumi as well too. And hopefully they get the support as well. That's very important. Yesterday we spoke to the media officer. I didn't even know when they were coming to camp. All we heard was very soon. And I imagine Magumi has the programs already as well. So that has to be
just waiting.
Exactly. It has to be implemented as soon as possible.
So the people will need to talk to now. These guys will keep talking to the Nigeria Football Federation. We were expecting that after speaking to Kisu yesterday, we'll get a release, a statement saying this is when we're expecting them in camp.
Nothing has come out.
NFF, we're waiting. We love women's football. We want these girls, these ladies to go to Cameroon and give a good representation. I listened to Giselle Parano. She's fired up. She says, look, we are defending champions. If we prepare well, we can beat us in Africa.
I mean, absolutely no one. Because in terms of the talent, playing personnel, the Falcons have the best players.
That's right.
Parano, like you mentioned, Asisa Oshuala, doing great things in England. I mean, several other good players.
Some that we've not seen cutting decades can even make that team and still do well. A lot of talents everywhere. And Tayo, you could tell because of the shorter preparations, they struggled at the All-African Games. And that's why they couldn't qualify for the Olympics. We don't want that to happen again. And that's why these ladies are saying, get us to camp early, give us the necessary support, and we'll do our part. The talent is there. But you see, the talent will not come to play if you don't trigger it. Need to do something.
So over to the NFF.
Okay, let's just take a quote from Florence Omagbemi. She says, we have played against Mali before and we know there are no pushovers. Very, very important experience right there. Now, Kenya are coming to the African Championship for the first time, but from the way they qualified after beating Algeria, they must be respected. Yardstick, Tayo, you see? For a team to beat Algeria and coming to the competition, don't look at that, they're just coming for the first time. Look at what they did to qualify. And that's why she's saying no complacency.
I mean, she's saying all the right things. I mean, as a coach, you don't want to transmit that that kind of energy to your players where they think they can just go on the pitch and beat whoever they face. They have to be obviously mentally and tactically ready for their opponents, and that's the line Omagbemi is towing at the moment. So it's just about the NFF just activating, our programs. That's all that is left now. They need to activate the programs as soon as possible so she can get to work. I
totally agree with you, Tayo, and I'm sure you agree wherever you are watching sports this morning on Channels TV. It's so much fun talking sports, and we want you to be part of the fun this morning. Don't just watch the show. Come. Let us play for the love of the game. Our feedback mechanisms are still the same on Twitter. We're Channels_Sports, Facebook Channels-Sports. You can send us an email to sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. It's still an action-packed, money-spinning, exciting, engaging, interesting world of sport. We started with this battle line that has been drawn by Pep Guardiola. He says Yaya Toure must apologize. And then Dimitri says, apologize for what? We love the drama going on at Manchester City and want you to be part of it this morning. Use the hashtag Pep versus Yaya. What's really going on? We want to know. Talk to us. Be part of the conversation this morning. We will read your tweets and your messages on Facebook right here on the program. Use the hashtag Women's Football. The Four Connects will be busy. The Flamingos, they will also be busy. Remember, they're going to Jordan for the Under-17 Women's World Cup. And then the Super Falcons will be in Cameroon in November also for the African Women's Cup of Nations. Women's football, giving us reasons to talk sports. But again, questions have been asked. We're saying, the Nigeria Football Federation needs to do more. They need to support women's football. I spoke to the president of the Zimbabwe Football Federation, Chinyangwa. He says they did the same thing they're doing for men's football to women's football. and it's flourishing. They're getting the rewards. They went to the competition in Rio, the football event, and that means they need to consolidate. We want to see the same thing right here in Nigeria. Talk to us in the hashtag women's football. Let's also talk about cricket in Nigeria. We'll continue our look at cricket in Nigeria. We are not letting go of development of that sport in Nigeria. We followed all that happened in Johannesburg. We've put together a report. Don't rush. You will see it. Just walk with us on the program this morning. We're also going to take a look at badminton development, grassroots badminton development in Nigeria. We're hoping to have our guests in our studio in Abuja, and of course, whatever you want to talk about right here on the program, it's all about you. This show is designed for you. You love sports, and this is the place to be.
Austin, I mean, the tweets are coming in already.
For Pep and...
I mean, there's no doubt that Yaya Toure, a lot of Nigerians have, serious time for Yaya Toure, and there's one here coming from Cyril Onyebuchi. He says, I think Pep, just like everyone, has his issues. He has issues with big names, but Messi had his antidote. That's the example you're trying to give. Messi, obviously,
you can't touch some players.
You can't touch some players.
No,
right?
you can let them feel that, look, without you, this club will go on. But you don't let them feel they are not important.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe Cyril actually has a very good point, because the agents of Yaya Toure, he is on record as saying Pep Guardiola doesn't like big personalities. He likes the kind of players he can have a student-teacher relationship with. That's why it didn't work with Zlatan Ibrahimovic in Barcelona a few years ago. So Cyril is making a very good point there. But then you have others like Abba, GE says if Yaya really wants to play, he should just apologize and forget pride. A player without playing time loses value. Austin, you alluded to that earlier.
I know. I totally agree. Your value is dropping. Nobody is watching. You are as good as your last game.
You are, yes.
And then when nobody will say, oh, you didn't have it good with the coach. They'll say you weren't playing.
Surely.
You were on the bench. And that's what Dimitri doesn't want. Dimitri is looking at the monetary value, saying at 33 and what this guy can bring is still a good player. I'm not going to let this guy ruin it.
Adebayo Samuel, the tweets are pouring, and it says, I think Pep is pushing his luck too far with what he's doing with Yaya. I think it's because Yaya is African, okay? A bit of
attachment to that. But let's not take it there. Tayo, quickly, let's just talk about grassroots badminton development. We said it, after the Olympic Games, we need to do all we can to develop sports in Nigeria. And in Abuja, an organizer got kids together, about 30 kids. That's lovely right there.
Yes,
we keep saying that when you get kids at this level, you're giving a peep into the future, and it's foundational. The benefits are enormous. And then this guy put together a program. His name Ochole Edicha says, catch them young, get the gold. Catch them young, get the gold. He's saying, if you don't invest in them now, you cannot start dreaming of getting gold in Tokyo 2020.
The only way you can think of getting gold in Tokyo 2020 is if you can now go and import, players from other countries to play for you, because that's the shortcut. But this is the right way of doing it. You start from the very bottom, start from the foundation. Discover the ones that have the innate talent to play badminton. Nurture them, help them develop, let them play competitions, and watch them grow to become superstars in future.
And I like the thing, catch them young, get the gold. That just says the message, because you cannot afford to abandon everything and then one guy, just because he has interest, and when he's 25, we were speaking to Ndukao Diesel, and it says it started late at 12.
Yeah, it's late. That's relatively late.
Wow.
We hear, kids, starting. The superstars that we see playing, this kind of sports these days, tennis, even normal table tennis as well. So, they picked up the racket as early as 3, 4, 5 years old. So this is a very laudable initiative by Ochole. Hopefully, because I imagine to have this kind of program, you have to sustain it as well. So hopefully you can sustain it and it doesn't become just a one-off.
A one-off. I totally agree. So that's the story. Grassroots badminton development. It's not just about football or basketball, athletics. There are other sports. Just imagine if we had representatives for badminton at the Olympics. That's even a plus again.
Of course
imagine
it is.
Fencing that has about 20 medals up for grabs. jams.
Austin,
and then we didn't.
Pardon me, I've got to talk about swimming. So many medals to win it. Surely, Austin, surely we can get swimmers in this country.
We have to get to work. So that's it. It's all about grassroots development. If you get it right at that level, it will shine in the future. Let's go on another quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at what the papers are saying, take a look at more tweets from you guys, and get the show on. Don't go anywhere. Stay.